like to go shopping with me. They go shopping with me, I stop at everything, and I look at it, look at the label, where it was made, how much it cost. Boy, they're charging $20 for this thing, I can make it for $1. I think like that. In Pakistan, actually, Rehan took me around a bit, and I'm looking at things that, oh man, look at this. Himalaya sea salt, or what do they call it, by Shaw Company. Right? I saw a package this morning. It's US 35 cents. And you know that same bag in the United States is about $10. Now why is that? It's available here, you can come buy it here. Anybody can ship it to the United States, but there's something inconnected. And so there's a lot of opportunity usually in this is how stock markets work, and that is imperfect information or arbitrage of information. I just found out, and I never knew this, on the bag it says anyway, pink Himalayan sea salt. Those phrases in the United States sell for $5 for a little jar, and yet I was handed a package that she said only cost 35 cents. Immediately I'm thinking I should be in the sea salt business. It's not that hard. So imperfect information is a way to look for imperfect pricing. Importing, exporting is big. Personally, I don't like, after having built buildings and so on, I'm not a big fan personally, just for my own taste, of handling merchandise. I like information and technology and so on. But I'm giving up a lot when I say that, because that's really where a lot of money is, delivering food, Himalayan sea salt, and selling it to New York, and things like that. How do I find opportunities? I don't know. I think I can teach people how to find opportunities. That is, you have to have an open mind, and you have to be curious. If you're not a curious person, you're going to miss all these opportunities. And the friend you grew up in high school is going to be on a billboard one day because he made something and sold sea salt to America and made $1 million. And yet, you bought it, used it at home, you passed it by and said, oh, that's too expensive. I get it for 25 cents somewhere else. That's how most people think. They think, I can do better than that. And they chew down on pricing, and that's not what they should have been attention to. So I think I probably was lucky, because I know it wasn't because I'm necessarily smart.
If you were given an opportunity, what would be the 3 businesses you would start in Pakistan?
In Pakistan? What 3 opportunities basically do I see?
Yeah, what 3 businesses would you start? I mean, you're like so ready. If you were living here, this is what you would start in some cases.
That's probably, for me to give you a good answer, is a little bit arrogant. I'm losing my only first exposure this week. But I can see already that, what did we talk about? I told a few things to you over the last
Cleaning company.
Yeah, a lot of the opportunity is in the yucky things, the ugly things. For example, like I say, well, I want to start Instagram, great. But there's a lot of opportunity in the cleaning. I see all these new buildings going up, and nobody thinks, usually, who's going to clean all those places? I would think as a real estate developer, wow, a 60-story building, that's beautiful. But then I think, wait a minute, who's going to clean all those offices? That's an opportunity. Now, it's not a glorious opportunity when you tell your friend, what do you do? Why invented Instagram? And then you say, what do you do? Why clean offices? You got to put that out of the equation. That's not, don't worry about it. The money is made in menial things. One of the richest guys in the United States made billions of dollars collecting garbage. Now, you wouldn't wake up in the morning, I don't think anyone in this class, at least on this side of the class, wakes up in the morning and says, tomorrow morning, let's start a garbage collection company. That doesn't sound neat. You say, I want to start an app, or I want to do something neat like that. But that's where money is in providing value. There's a lot of value in collecting garbage. There's a lot of value in cleaning offices. There's a lot of value in delivering food. I don't know, do you get flyers at your house when you deliver, people deliver food for you? There's another opportunity. And people's tastes are changing. You might have had all the food your mom made, but now they're like, oh, I see a Chinese restaurant, I see this kind of restaurant, Japanese restaurant.
Second, you pointed that the billboards will go down and the building walls.
I was commenting, I love billboards. I love what we call junk mail. I don't know, can you get junk mail here? Yeah. Get stuff in the mail, why are they sending this to me? Advertisements and all kinds of things you're not interested in. It's actually a great business to create junk mail. And as more and more businesses are flourishing in Pakistan, they're going to want to get their message out. So a great business is to make coupon flyer books and promise a guy, if you pay me this much money for a one-page ad, I will deliver 100,000 of them. And most companies would pay something for that. You have to figure out what the price is, but they want to get their message out. One of the things I've heard several times is, well, you know, they're going to cut all the big billboards down. There's some new ruling. And they want to get rid of the big billboards. And right away you think, well, that's a good thing I'm not in the billboard business because I'd be out of business. Or you might think, well, there goes that opportunity. What did I think right away? Driving with Rehan said, that's a great opportunity because all that money that's spent on all these big billboards somewhere. And it can't go into more billboards because the billboards are going to cut them down. So where can you put those advertisements and where can you put that money? As I'm driving along, I see lots of walls, I see blank sides of buildings, and probably you can get permission to paint something on those walls. Even those crash barrier side of the roads this morning, it said British paints or something. Somebody went along and just painted all that. I must have seen that 100 times. Pardon? Okay, there was a couple signs like that, another paint company. They painted about their paint company on the side of it. So I think there's a great opportunity for several of you to get into the advertising business. And you don't necessarily have to create anything. You know, people that own the billboards, not all of them actually create any of the materials. The advertising agencies talk to the businesses, they create it, and then they go to the business owner. They'll say to the business owner, you can have 15 billboards in these parts of town, it's going to cost you this much money. Well, they're not going to have that conversation too much because the billboards are gone. So now the business owner is calling his advertising agency, what are we going to do? They're going to cut our billboard down. You're going to have a solution that says, well, I know 55 buildings, there's 300 buildings, we can put your name on the side of the building and you can show them on Google Maps or you can draw out a chart. You can say, how would you like to be in these places? Now, I imagine you have here, and if not, you can create this business, is in the United States, if I want to know how many cars go past a certain intersection, I can look that up. We'll say, well, 55,000 cars go past this intersection facing east in the morning and facing west at night. Where would you like to be? Well, maybe I'm selling breakfast and lunch, so I want to be on what they call the going to work side of the road. And there's 55,000 people, and they'll say, well, for 55,000 people, we charge 55, unit of 55. If it's only 22, then they charge you 22. They base it on the amount of traffic. Well, if you do a little bit of study, so you can talk to me as a business owner, and you'd say, Greg, if you come to Pakistan, I can sell you advertising space. I said, well, I thought they cut the billboards down. I said, forget the billboards. Nobody can go on billboards. They cut most of them down. But I can now replace that by going on the sides of buildings. I can go on the parking bumpers. I can go on, you'll come up with a bunch of different places. Where can you put that? In the United States, when you walk into a grocery store, they have stickers on the floor, special kind of mylar or something, that it doesn't scrape off on your feet. So you walk into the store and it says Nabisco Crunchy Cereal or something. And you walk a little bit and it's got steps that says Sunrise Orange Juice, and it follows you right to where that is. So it's in your mind. You have no intention of buying orange juice because you're going to buy a different brand, but you see it 35 times, you end up buying Sunrise Orange Juice because it's on the floor of the grocery store. And so there's many, many opportunities to put advertising on floors, on walls, ceilings, sidewalk bumpers. In Guatemala, which in many ways is so similar to Pakistan, that as I was doing a video to show my daughter, I thought, why am I doing this video? I'll just tell her it's like Guatemala. The traffic, crazy wires hanging from, you wonder how anything works. Crazy wires on poles, tuk-tuks, or whatever you call them. What do you call them? Rickshaw. Okay. Darting in and out of traffic, donkeys are going by, and buses are cutting across, lights don't work, nobody pays attention. I'm familiar with that. But in the same way, in Guatemala, a guy came up with a great idea. They don't like billboards either. There's a lot of them out there, but you can't get them in place. So he came up with this idea that in front of every construction site that had a rickety wall or no wall, he would offer to put up a wall in front of vacant land. And so he would put up this metal wall, and on the wall he got the rights to the advertising, and then he shared the advertising revenue with the landowner. You go down to Guatemala City now, you'll drive along and thousands of banners this wide, 8 feet wide, line all the sidewalks and line all, it actually is a beautiful thing because he makes sure they're done very, very beautiful. You can light some of them. He is making several fortunes on that. Now, for many years, anybody could have done that. Everybody drove by and said, that's an ugly building, that's an ugly site, that's not safe, there's no fence there. And if you're building a building, the guy comes in and says, I will build the fence for you, and I'll even give you so much money a month. That's a pretty good deal because you don't have to build the fence. And they're putting them all over. They're even going out into the countrysides now, and they're putting up these smooth metal fences and selling ads on them. Absolute fortune. Now you might say, well, I'm going to do the same thing in Guatemala. Well, here's your problem. He's so good at what he's doing, and he's so popular at it, that when I call up the advertising agency and say, hey, how would you like to put an ad on a metal thing? I go, we already deal with that guy. Where are you dealing with? And I'll say, well, I was planning to put some here. Well, if I have a unique area, I'll get the business. But he's got starting and you look at him, that's where you have to come with some company advantage. So I'm going to have to charge a lot less, or I'm going to have to go to a town where he hasn't gone before. I'm going to have my statistics ready. But I see that in Pakistan. And 45 million people in this city, you will be as old as I am by the time you finish putting up all your signs. It's a huge opportunity here. It's tremendous. What's one of those?
As a serial entrepreneur, how do you decide when to sell off the venture?
That's interesting because everybody has a different price point. My brother, for example, I've been after for some years. He has a big publishing company, and his sales went from 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 11, 12, 15, 20, 25. This year is $30 million, and he and his wife own the whole thing. Now, if it would have been me, I would have sold off for probably $8 million or something. A lot of money, but small compared to what he can sell it for. So it's a temperament of the person. He's so professional, so good, and so focused that he has a number in his mind, or maybe an age, where he decides he's going to sell. I have a shorter attention span, and I see more opportunities, and so I wouldn't want to stay with this baby and have him live at home until he's 40, when I would rather raise a new baby and do something exciting over here, using those terms. So by the time my business becomes a teenager, he's off on his own. Also, it depends how much money you get offered. It depends what the landscape is. When I was selling 911, that became a pretty good-sized business. But in this case, there were some partner issues, and I was offered enough to make it worthwhile. And on a personal level, my wife wanted me to do something else. She said, "You don't really need the money. Why don't we do something else?" And so I was kind of pressured into it, but I already had been involved in another company that was growing fast. I don't say there's any true and tried thing. One thing that is very important, though, if you go into business with a partner, that you and your partner or your investors have a very clear picture of what the exit looks like. Investors, for example, might say, "I'll leave my money with you in 3 years, and as soon as the company's worth X dollars, we want our money back